Hello, everybody. I am here doing some research. Honestly, I'm listening to YouTube and different scientists and medical professionals talking about diets and the effects of fasting on longevity and the effects of going vegan on longevity, and that they've proven that vegan following a strict vegan diet can increase MPK, which is a energy regulating or sensing hormone that allows our cells to regulate energy effectively so that we are firing on all cylinders and everything's working like it's supposed to. Fasting does all kinds of things for autophagy as well. You can do intermittent fasting, you can do it combined with some sort of a fasting regimen. What has worked for me, and I found it accidentally, not on purpose. I read a book, The Fast Five, and my husband and I started kicking that around. We ended up in a situation where we had a job that was so big that we were never going to get it done if we didn't just apply ourselves completely to the job. So we chose at that point to do the Fast Five. Why not? We had nothing to lose. We really didn't have time to spend any more than that on food anyway. Real talk. And that's what that's what got me under 200 pounds for the first time in, gosh, it would have been the first time in 11, 12 years, somewhere right in there. Real talk. And then after that, we did a 24-hour fast. Same kind of situation. We were finishing up this huge remodel. It was a 3,000 square foot house, and it was just my husband and I. Anyway, we were finishing this huge remodel, and we literally went 24 hours with no sleep and no eating so that we could get it done. And that was part of the catalyst that got me under the 200 pounds. And then I went back to eating. Can't say normally. We were still on a job site. We were in another part of the state of Arkansas. The job site was out in the middle of the boondocks. I didn't pack food every day. We usually had breakfast, and then we didn't eat again until we got back to the hotel room that night. So we did a form of intermittent fasting at that point. There were definitely no snacks, no third meal, none of that. There wasn't time for it. Necessity. And then just life circumstances, and just job related, and it just made sense to go ahead and follow the intermittent fasting. I didn't stick with the 5-hour feeding time. As of now, what I typically follow is from 1 to 8 at night, so there's a 7-hour feeding window, which I'm one of those girls. I like that odd math kind of thing. So yeah, 7-hour feeding window most days. Like today at 12:45, I had a banana, some yogurt, and a handful of cashews. And when you eat right, you're not hungry again. When you actually feed and fuel your body with good stuff, it fills you up. There's fiber. It is on purpose that our food sources were made that way. It's not supposed to be refined. That's part of the job that our body needs to do, and part of the process that makes everything work right is that it isn't refined and that there's work to be done. And that's why we don't need to eat 20 hours a day. Okay, that was mean and exaggerative. But there are, I'm sure, people that some days will eat 16 to 18 hours a day. I don't mean constantly, I just mean something every couple of hours to keep your blood sugar, about every hour and a half. Keep your glucose elevated, insulin up, cause all that inflammation in your body. It's a never-ending cycle too. You gotta get rid of the inflammation before you can really start losing weight. And I do believe completely that the fasting helped me with that. I was inflamed. I was pre-diabetic. I mean, I was gestationally diabetic. I was carrying all this weight in the middle. The whole point to this was to let you know that you can choose, that everybody has a choice, and you either follow a vegan diet, you get rid of all the sugar and the meat and and you eat like you're supposed to eat. Honestly, I think that's honestly how I feel. That's how we're supposed to eat. For the most part, I still believe that certain things definitely have a place in our diet as far as some animal products. But that's just personal. I wouldn't force that on anybody. I don't even know that I need to go through and list it for anybody. It's personal. That's the whole point of having a choice. So the choice is, do I want to go vegan, or do I want to implement some form of fasting? At the very least, intermittent fasting. But I don't think I would have ever seen the results that I saw had I not also done the water fast. 24 to 48 hours is typical. I usually end up breaking fast in somewhere in the 52, 53 range. And it's when I'm hungry. The whole thing is the most self-reflective, interesting process, because you really start to explore and see and feel where some of these impulses are, these subconscious impulses that have you looking towards, or it's extremely enlightening. I would recommend it to anyone that isn't afraid of getting to know themselves. They've done studies now that eating healthy, eating like you're supposed to eat, the foods that give you the nutrients, the fiber, that's important. So fasting, back to fasting. I do not eat meat every meal. We go through kind of a cycle, and we'll eat meat almost daily for a little while, and then we will go almost completely vegetarian. And then so that cycles for us, and I don't really know what it's about. Part of it is because when it's on sale, when I'm in the habit of buying it and it's on sale, I put it in the freezer, and then I've got to use it up before we can go vegetarian again. It's a crazy cycle, something that I need to work on, honestly. We identified that today. Anyway, the point is you need to go even if you're doing the intermittent fasting, complete with a fasting regimen of some sort that includes at least a 24-hour fast, you still need to do whole foods as much as possible. Cook your food. We're not eating McDonald's. Your body rebuilds your cells based on what you put in it. I know you are what you really are. different genes are expressed or not expressed because of the nutrients and the macronutrients, the amounts that we put in our body. It is, it's rocket science. You've got to pay attention, and I don't think any of us are ever going to be 100% right for anyone other than, I don't know, some of these doctors are learning so much we may have it like a pill be spit out of a computer in the next years. That's all you do. Everything else, you're busy with everything else. You don't realize how much food does for you, though, how many endorphins it sets off and all that kind of stuff until you've gone through the fast. That's what I was talking about as far as learning about yourself. It's a lot of time that gets freed up, especially for somebody like me. I love to cook. I'm constantly creating stuff, and interesting. All right, well, that's my ponderance for today. What I learned today is that you can go vegetarian and achieve the same effects as an intermittent fasting diet. The intermittent fasting is, for me, that's the easiest. Then I don't have to worry about it. I can just eat whatever I want to, whenever I want to, as long as I keep it with it. The rules are simple, and that one works for me. All right, have a good day.